What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is gonna be your review of Cartel Crew season 2, episode 4. So we pick up this episode. We see, excuse me, we see that Marie is meeting with her attorney. Her attorney said, "Look, I have begging. I have been begging. I've been pleading. I've gone before the judge. I've been begging the DA. They really weren't trying to let you off on these charges. They really weren't trying to work with me. But I have gotten them to agree to no jail time. I told them that you are that you are a mom. You can't be away from your daughter for 30 days, da 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 da. And basically, no jail time. However, you will be, on like you will have to go to anger management, and you'll be on a program for 6 months. No drinking, no smoking, no trouble of any kind for 6 months. If so, all bets are off and you go into jail. But if you stay clean for 6 months, you won't even have a criminal record. There won't even be any charges. I think that's a pretty good deal, right? Why is she still complaining? Oh my gosh, 6 months? I mean, I can't do anything. So I'm just going to be like, yes, you're going to be like on probation. Yes, because you committed a crime. Like, it pisses me off when people, like, at the end of the day, I know that the criminal justice system, whatever, but you committed a crime. Like, you went to your parents' house and you assaulted your brother and your mother, it sounds like. And you went there. They didn't come to you. You weren't invited. You showed up and you were drinking. You had been drinking before you went over there. So probably the way things went down are the way things went down. So anyway, but I mean, of course she agreed to do it, because what, you gonna say no? So, and then, her lawyer was like, well, I think you could benefit from some anger management. And it was funny. Her lawyer was like, you don't think you need anger management? And she was like, no, I don't think so. I think I'm fine. I think you might want to rethink that. But anyway, so Marie's situation is cool. She's got to turn into the new Marie. Can't get in any trouble. Can't pop off on nobody, even for the purposes of the cameras. And she can't drink. Now, I guess with new testing, they can detect alcohol, but I thought alcohol pretty much just kind of washed out your system after a couple of days. But when it's random, I guess you never know when they're going to check it. Anyway, neither here nor there, child. So we meet a new member of the show. Her name is Betty Idol. She is half black, half Colombian. Her dad was connected to the Colombian cartel. She is a music artist. She said that she has done work with, and she named all sorts of people. A lot of Miami people, well, a lot of Southern people. I could say Miami people, but Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, 2 Chainz, Fantasia. I don't know why she did that, But she said that she's definitely done a lot of work. She said, but in light of, and she threw a couple of jabs at President Bush. I said Bush, Lord Trump. I ain't mad at you, girl. I ain't mad at you. Matter of fact, I normally don't say President Trump, but for the purposes of this video, I will say President Trump. But she's been doing a lot of volunteer work dealing with the families at the border that have been all over the news the last few months. Well, maybe really the last couple of years. She said, yeah, she has her music career, but she can't just sit back and not do anything about what she sees, because her dad is an immigrant and he got deported to Colombia a couple of times and he kept coming back. And she was like, you hear me? You hear what I'm saying, Trump? Parents will always come back to their kids. I said, I know that's right. You better let that fool in the White House know. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, so she's inviting Diana to an event that she's having to raise money for her charity. And, so everything seems cool. They seem like they, and they know each other from, Diana says she met her at an event, a hosting event that she did in New York. So, and she's just recently moved to Miami because her dad is in jail close to Miami. And so she moved to Miami to be closer to her dad. So there's that. Then we see Marie meet up with Nicole. And basically, Renee and Nicole had never really, Marie and Nicole had never really resolved their situation. And so they met up to basically squash it. And the whole thing, Marie said, look, basically me and you fell out because I'm loyal to my friends. And when you said what you said about Stephanie's dad being a snitch, I had a problem with it. Now, you and Stephanie are cool, and now I look crazy, basically. And, Nicole was like, look, I was just repeating what my friend told me. I was telling it to, and I used it as a weapon, and for that I was wrong. And I apologized to Stephanie, and she accepted my apology. And Marie was like, yeah, I guess, I want to start fresh. Let's clear the air. We're good, and I should have come and talked to you like a woman instead of, threw a salad in your face. That probably wasn't my best decision, And they started talking like people that are trying to become friends, I guess. And she said, so I hear you have a man. And, Nicole was like, yeah, I do. He played for the Denver Nuggets and, blah, blah, blah. I want to have a baby. Marie was like, what? She said, you think you're ready for a baby? She said, yeah, I'm ready for a baby, yeah. She said, I tell you what. She said, a baby changes everything. Your whole life, your life will never be the same. She was like, no, I think it's fine. Marie was like, no, you don't understand. Your life will never be the same. She said, I tell you what, why don't you come and babysit my daughter for the day, and then let's have a talk after that. So she was like, okay, that's cool. So, of course, they show us, she ends up going over there. Marie doesn't even tell Michael that Nicole is coming, and when she finally tells, because Michael was like, who's this new babysitter you keep talking about? And she was like, Nicole. And Michael was like, stop playing. Michael was like, let me tell you how much I love me some Michael. Michael was like, stop playing. He was like, y'all don't even like each other. Like, when did that happen? And she said, look, I sat down with her. We talked things out. We're cool now. We're good. And she, she said she wants a baby, so I told her she could come and babysit and let me know how she liked that. And so Michael was like, we're going to turn on the nanny cam. He stops her at the door for weapons. Like, it was funny. It was really funny. And of course, they showed us babysitting. They showed Nicole babysitting honey, chasing that daggone 2-year-old around in them high heels, honey. But she did decent. I mean, nothing crazy went down, It was a cool little montage. You know how they do. Nothing big. So then we see Stephanie go out to lunch with her friend Yvette again. Isn't that her name, Yvette? Yeah, I believe it's Yvette. And once again, her and Yvette are talking about the whole situation with Kat. And Stephanie lets her know, like, look, I miss Kat. I'm sorry, this is the longest that we have ever gone without talking. And I'm sorry that we're not speaking. I meant what I said. Like, I still meant what I said about Eddie. However, I'm sorry that our friendship is where it is, And so they sort of talk about it, but they went to this really cute place. It's called Raw, but it was real cute. They had like fruits and vegetables, and they had it like sitting on a half a thing of pineapple, and it was real cute. It was really, really cute. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. So, she agrees that she, and once again, Yvette is not pulling any punches. Yvette is telling Stephanie, you need to call her. Like, you were wrong. You need to call her. So then she tells her, look, my friend Betty is having this event. It's for charity, and again, they talk about the children at the border and everything, and why don't you come through? So, they gonna all be at the same event, honey. So we get to the event. It's an all-white event, honey. It's an all-white party. Everybody is looking good, and everybody is there. Now, Diana invited everybody except for Stephanie, because remember, Diana ain't really rocking with Stephanie because she really still upset with Stephanie because Stephanie blew her off for her little showcase situation. And she ain't really feeling what Stephanie did with the whole Eddie thing. Now, let me tell y'all a couple of things that I love about this scene that went down. First of all, Eddie shows up, him and Kat are sitting on the couch. And when Nicole shows up, Nicole ends up bringing that same chick that was spreading the rumors from last season about Stephanie's dad being a snitch. Now remember, that's the whole thing that kind of set it off between all of them last year with Nicole, because Nicole was questioning whether Stephanie's dad got out of jail early because he was snitching or whatever. So this what I love. Let me tell y'all something. If I wasn't on the fence about, I was a little bit on the fence about Eddie. But Eddie. Now, I don't know if anybody from the show watches my videos or not. But if y'all know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, y'all get Eddie this video. And y'all tell Eddie, you're my guy. I fucks with you. Because, one, Eddie is in tune to his woman. He picked up on Kat's vibe. Because as soon as Nicole walked in with that chick, Kat leaned back. She didn't say a word. But she automatically sort of had like a little attitude. But she didn't say anything. And then they were pouring champagne and making a toast. Kat was like, they tried to get Kat some champagne. Kat was like, nah, I'm good. So Eddie was like, what's up? He was like, what I need to know. She was like, he said, all right, just give me the signal. Just let me know when. She was like, I said, see, when you are that in tune with your woman or your significant other, that you can pick up on her vibe, no words need to be spoken, because Eddie was like, yo, clearly there's a problem. You just let me know how we carrying it. I said, I know that's right, Eddie. I know that's right, Eddie. So then, Stephanie, because Kat was like, look, just because right now me and Stephanie ain't really rocking with each other, that don't change the fact that that's my best friend and that we're family. And I got a problem with the fact that I'm sitting here, I'm sitting at this table with this woman who basically put out a conversation about her father that could get, that she was like, this is not a joke. It could get him killed. It could get Stephanie killed. Like, you don't play around with somebody being a snitch. Like, that's not something you joke with. That's not a rumor you repeat. You keep it there. And so she basically addressed the situation. Kat, she addressed her. And Kat was like, you put that, she was, and Nicole was like, well, she was just repeating what she heard. And Kat was like, well, then you clearly don't understand how this cartel life thing works, because you don't repeat rumors like that. So they started kind of going back and forth, but they ended up sort of resolving it. But Kat was about to jump on her. But then they sort of like, Diana was like, look, this is my friend's charity event. Chill out. Like, let's chill out. Like, I don't even want it to be no situation. I don't even want it to pop off. And Kat sort of sat back, but Kat was like, I feel some kind of way, because why would y'all even bring this woman around us knowing what she did and knowing what she tried to do to Stephanie and Stephanie's dad? Like, I feel some kind of way right now at pretty much Diana and at Nicole. Because, like, Nicole, why would you bring this girl here? So, I was like, uh-oh. Because Kat was chilling, but you could see she was still ready. She was just ready. So next thing you know, here comes Stephanie. Now, Stephanie, remember, Diana didn't invite Stephanie, but Stephanie got an invitation from her friend, from Yvette, because Yvette knows Betty Idol as well. And what I find interesting is that Betty Idol supposedly worked with Lil Wayne, and Stephanie supposedly working with Lil Wayne. So Stephanie didn't seem to know who this woman was, but okay. Anyway, I shouldn't say that, because I guess everybody don't know everybody, but. So, Diana gets up to go smoke a cigarette. She sees Stephanie over to the bar, and Diana gonna talk about something. Why is she here? Who invited her? You know what? This is a huge party. Like, from the looks of it, there are hundreds of people at this event. You ain't the only person inviting people. Like, what makes you think that Stephanie, who is connected in the music industry, wouldn't be invited to an industry event? Like, yes, it's a charity event, but it's an industry event too. Like, Diana, get over yourself. You're not the only person that know people. Like, go sit your ass down. But Stephanie, of course, was feeling some kind of way, because Stephanie was like, okay, so all my friends are over there, and I didn't even know they were coming. I didn't even know they were invited to this event. But it seems like everybody but me knew. So Stephanie automatically should have felt some shade. She kind of didn't. She did, but she didn't know where it was coming from. Like, I don't think she knew that it was coming from Diana. But she knew something was an issue. Then she peeps, old girl that spread the rumor about her dad. So now she really in her feelings, because she was like, so wait a minute. Not only am I not invited to this event, y'all invited the chick that's out here lying on my father. Y'all invited the chick that's out here telling people that my dad's a snitch. Y'all breaking bread, having drinks, fool out lying with her. And of course, she zeroed in on Kat, because she like, okay, well, Kat's supposed to be my friend. Like, what? So Stephanie rolled up. She went up to speak to Marie and Diana, because Marie and Diana were at the bar. And Stephanie was making some little smart comments, and Diana was making some little smart comments, but Stephanie was so zeroed in on old girl over at where they were sitting, it kind of went over her head. And Marie was like, I don't think that Stephanie is picking up on the fact that Diana ain't really rocking with her right now. I was like, nah, she not. But at the end of the day, because she zeroed in on old girl over here, and she really in her feelings about the fact that y'all are breaking bread with this chick that could possibly put her and her family in a situation to be killed. Like, real talk, right? So she works her way over there, and she basically lets it be known that she got a problem with it. And she was like, Nicole, you supposed to be my girl. Why are you rolling around town with somebody that you know was out here lying on me or lying on my family? And Nicole was like, look, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, she my friend. She told me. I just repeated what I said. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And Stephanie was like, but no, you need to make this right. Nicole was like, look, I'm going to the bathroom. You talk to her about it. On one hand, I feel where Nicole is coming from, because Nicole was like, look, all I did was repeat what I heard. Like, I know it wasn't true. I don't know. But on the other hand, I'm like, come on, Nicole. Like, you... But see, nobody expected Stephanie to be at this party either, I don't think. So then Stephanie rolls over there to confront old girl. And what happened was, Kat was like, now I feel some kind of way, because Stephanie's going to think that I was down for this. Stephanie's going to think that I was a part of this and I was cool with this whole situation. Honey... Stephanie and old girl get to going back and forth, and old girl calls Stephanie a bitch. Kat said, excuse me, what? Kat leaned up, and then the two of them got to going at it. And they got to going back and forth, honey. And they was about to go at it. Security then rolled up, separated them. They yelling at each other. They going back and forth. And now Stephanie, Kat ended up being more the aggressor, because see, Kat really wanted her from the beginning. And I also think Kat was trying to prove to Stephanie, I wasn't down for this. Like, I got your back. So Kat was actually more the aggressor. Now, at a certain point, though, okay, here when Michael cracked me up. Michael gets up. He picks up his jacket, honey. He climbs over the couch. And he was like, yeah, I'm just going to stand over here because I am freshly off of parole and I ain't trying to go back. He was like, Magic, Eddie, and Marie might want to join me over here. I said, you know what? It was funny, but what was even funnier is that you're rolling with that many people that probably need to be over there with you, including your wife. Hilarious. So, but Mike was funny about that thing. So, of course, security breaks it up. They break up the situation. But Kat was really trying to get at old girl. Now, what I found very interesting, this is again why I love Eddie. Eddie was like, yo, I need you to calm down. He was like, look, we gonna get her. But right now, you got about 15 men trying to put their hands on you, and you know I can't have that. He was like, look, I can't have security pawn you. But you need to calm down so that they don't have no reason to put their hands on you. But we gonna get her. Kat was like, you promise? He was like, Ma, I got you, Ma. We gonna take care of this. I said, I know that's right, Eddie. Eddie. Y'all. Loving Eddie. I was loving Eddie and Michael in this episode. So they finally, Betty. I keep wanting to say Billy Idol. Betty Idol. She shows up, and of course it's her event, so everything sort of stops except for the three of them still over there arguing. Now I ain't never been to a club. Now I've been to my fair share of clubs where there have been some kerfuffles. Sometimes I was a part of them. Sometimes not. Security don't let you argue that long. It was only because of the TV show. Because both of them would have been all three of them would have been put out of that damn establishment, okay? But, they get to go on and they arguing back and forth. And Marie on the sideline yelling, Marie, shut up. You shut up with your sparkling water. You just stay over there with your sparkling water. And now Billy is up on the stage and she's yelling at them like, look, y'all being disrespectful. Like, we are here about children. We're here about trying to figure out a way to help these kids, and y'all arguing over what? Like, it's not that serious. So they sort of calm down and they end up moving, and of course Nicole is trying to get in it because now Nicole is back from the bathroom, and Nicole is like, yo, that's my friend. What happened? I was in the bathroom. What happened? And she was like, yo, they need to leave her alone. She from Philly. She don't play that. Like, she understands the cartel life. Like, her boyfriend just got shot, and her father was in the life, and da-da-da-da-da. And she from Philly. So now all of a sudden, as soon as Nicole started talking about some she from Philly, now she started yelling, you don't know about that Philly life. You don't know about that Philly life. Philly this, Philly. I was like, now you from Philly. You ain't said nothing about Philly till the last 5 minutes. But security ends up separating everybody. They calm down. Old girl is sitting over sitting on the bench, minding her business. Kat and Stephanie are over on the other side, honey. Next thing you know, Kat and Eddie start walking like they walking out, right? Here go Eddie. All right, go now. Get her, babe. That thing had me dying. Eddie just set that thing up, and Cat snuck her. So, of course, now she even more upset. She's like, that's what kind of bitch is that? What kind of bitch mess is that? You gonna sneak me like that? You just gonna hit me like that? That's kind of well. So now they arguing over that. But look, let me tell you something. I was always taught if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. There's nowhere in the world that I'm going to sit there and have this argument, threatening people, cussing them out, calling them all out their name, telling them that they don't want this, they don't want a piece of this, they don't want a piece of that. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm going to do all of that. And then I'm going to sit down and put my back to them. Like she was sitting with her back to Kat and Stephanie. There is no way in hell. Are you serious right now? So, yeah, Stephanie snuck her. I mean, Kat snuck her. And I'm not necessarily saying it was right or was wrong, but I don't see... Well, I guess I am saying it wasn't wrong. I mean, you did all that threatening like you really thought it was over. That let me know that you really not about that Philly life. Because if you was really about that Philly life, it's nowhere in the world that you would have sat down with your back to two, not one, but two individuals that you've been threatening and yelling and telling them, meet me outside. Okay. So, baby, then Betty comes over there to confront them like, look, this is my event. Y'all are ruining my event. And she tells security to put all of their asses out. Now, this is where Stephanie was wrong. Because Stephanie talking about something. You need to put her out. You need to put her out. No, she right. All y'all need to get the hell up out of there. All of y'all. All three of y'all. Y'all should have been escorted out of there. Stephanie, what made you think you get to stay? Just because... The rest of the party don't know that she lied on your father. Like, nobody else knows that she lied on your father. So, you were the aggressor because you really did come at her first. She was minding her business, having her cocktails. And you came over there confronting her. You might have had a good reason for doing it, but you started that. Anyway, so then, Betty and Stephanie end up getting into it. And Stephanie starts calling Betty all kinds of bitches and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, Stephanie... You're wrong. Like, I understand why you're upset, but Betty don't have nothing to do with this. This is her event that you and your friends are ruining. Hello. Anyway, honey, that's where it ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Put it in the comments. Peace.